Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Gunther and I am going to talk about a better class community for students with learning disabilities. Now my objective for this presentation is to maybe give some insight into learning disabilities for us teachers and to help with discussing this with the class. That way we're making sure that everyone's feeling included. The reason I think this is important is because I remember going through school, there was a number of classmates of mine who had learning disabilities that might not have felt as they were part of the class, might have felt like an outcast, or maybe even bullied, which obviously we do not want happening in our classrooms. So to start off, I'm going to just define learning disability, and that is a neurological condition that interferes with an individual's ability to store, process, or produce information. Learning disabilities can affect reading, writing, spelling, coordination, social skills, and much more. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act has 13 different learning disabilities that they observe. The most common ones that we probably see would be specific learning disabilities, speech or language impairment, and autism spectrum disorder. Causes of learning disabilities include genetics, medical factors like premature birth or diabetes, teratogenic factors, which is the use of drugs or alcohol during pregnancy, and environmental factors and injury. So how to recognize learning disability? In elementary age students, we might see slow to learn new skills, unable to blend sounds to make words, trouble learning basic math concepts, or difficulty telling time and remembering sequences. In secondary or high school students, we might see a difficulty with reading comprehension and math skills, disliking reading and writing, spelling the same word differently in the same sentence, or same document, or trouble with open-ended test questions. Now, remember that just because a student may demonstrate one of these different topics doesn't mean they have a learning disability. It just means that it might be a good idea to look further into it. And to do that, here are some ideas for helping students with possible learning disabilities. First off would be work with your school specialist, for example, your counselor. Maybe just talk with your student about how they're feeling in the classroom. Maybe they say like, I try so hard and I can't get it, which might be an indicator. Also, work with other teachers to see if there's similar flags popping up in their classrooms. How to discuss learning disabilities in a class. Now this is what I really want to talk about because I think it might be a good idea to have that discussion if you can somehow tie it in with the lesson plan. That way every student has an understanding, everyone's on the same page, and everyone is fully open and supportive of one another. So first off, just remind students that there's nothing wrong with having a learning disability. Having learning disability just means a person learns in a different way. It doesn't mean anything bad about them. Talk about the causes of learning disabilities for further understanding. And explain that having a learning disability can be stressful as it is, and having support from everyone, including peers, is necessary. This is a really big one, and this is really why this topic, I think, should be brought up in a class to help foster that community so everyone feels included, everyone is supporting one another. And if you can, work to come up with a lesson plan that incorporates aspects to prompt understanding and discussion of learning disabilities. An example I came up with was maybe in history class, having a prominent figure that did something pretty incredible and overcame a learning disability in the process. Or as you'll see in my lesson plan in a biology class, talking about the biological causes of learning disabilities and how we can work to overcome them. So I hope this was informative for you guys all, and looking forward to some feedback. Thanks.